entirely based on price, not based on performance. It was the cheapest one that allowed them to be compliant to ICAO. It's unfortunate, it all comes. Laptops and tablets are larger than mobile phones and consequently can contain more explosive material than mobile phones, and the amount of explosive material is directly proportional to the explosion and consequently more likely to bring a plane down. Watch films on the plane. These are ubiquitous items that you expect to carry. Something has to give. If the laptop is in the cargo hold, one has no control over where that laptop is placed, and consequently if it was in the middle of a whole series of bags, then the amount of explosive required to cause catastrophic airframe failure would be high, or higher at least than it was in the cabin. If it was in the cabin, it could be held against the wall of the plane, and consequently a smaller amount would do similar damage. Well, we've got to ban it.
Yeah.
In the UK and the US, they do have the capability, and if they want to improve the capability, they have initiatives to do that. The detection of explosives at airports in the UK and the US is usually done with automated X-ray systems. So these are X-ray screening systems with algorithms to automatically detect the presence of explosives, and they can detect the range of explosives that are considered to be a threat in these types of items, which most countries adhere to. The US and the EU and the UK have a significant increase in. The UK government and the US government has 3 initiatives that I know of to target these X-ray systems and other devices to detect the presence of explosives within smartphones and tablets. So in relationship to what they could do, they could deploy the capability. Regulation, and obviously, there's a certain tipping point. You don't want planes burned up all the time, or there's no one will fly. So there's a certain amount of give and take between. Yes, I think the knee-jerk reaction of government is to ban it initially if the capability is not present. But as I stated, the capability exists, so consequently could be deployed, so ultimately will be used to screen laptops and smartphones and tablets to allow them to go back into the cabin. So in my mind, it's a temporary measure before the technology can be deployed in order to allow the necessary level of screening to occur, the level of safety to be generated, and consequently the ban to be lifted. Batteries catching fire.
Yeah.
This is associated with the fact that there are explosives concealed in the phone. Very difficult to see when an operator. In my mind, as a technologist, automated detection is required to detect the small amounts of explosives in smartphones and tablets. These countries tend to have manual systems based on operators looking at the images, which is very, very difficult for these small devices. So until these countries get high-end automated detection systems in place, the ban would need to be in place in smartphones and tablets.
Yeah.
Not, as you put it, the weaponisation of the battery.
Yeah.
Although it's the weaponisation of the battery compartment, I suppose.
Okay.